Hey everybody, thanks for being here. This week we're on the Lower Sacramento River drifting for shad and striped bass.
Brought to you by Corning Ford, Procure, Clackercraft, Yakima Bait, P-Line, Max Lure, Fishfield, Brad's Fishing, TrollingFlies.com, Polish Charters, Fishhawk Electronics, and Fishang Products.
Now if you want to learn how to catch more fish, stay tuned. I'm Justin Wolf and this is Angler West Television.
Today we're drifting the Lower Sacramento River in Northern California. We've launched below the Red Bluff Diversion Dam to float a section of the Sacramento that's productive for shad and striped bass. We're with guide Jason Thatcher and Roy Clark, first targeting American shad that are just beginning to show for their spring spawning migration.
There's one right there.
Just letting it hang.
Just let it hang. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get bit now. Good job.
Only with this 2-fly rig, sometimes we'll get 2 of them on at one time. You're actually fighting 2 fish at once.
Yeah. That's how you get the numbers up.
Right? Yeah.
That was just a slow drift. You should drift it down. Want to get the net? You got it?
I got it. Yeah, let's keep fishing.
You thought he was done, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. Fooled you.
Thanks for pointing that out. Nobody really knows how many fish come up here on a particular run, but until you'll find them for miles and miles and miles of river, and all the way down from here down to Calusa and Sacramento and lower. That's a little bit above average size right there. That's a pretty good one. See if I can get my hand around it. That's definitely a large model. So that was probably one of the large size females. Say that one was just a little bit above the average size that we see on this river. You can expect to find the majority of these fish being males, and then the occasional large female. So now, I don't know if you noticed, Roy, I didn't use the reel to bring that fish in. So now I can go back the exact same distance as I caught that last one.
Yeah.
So try to make it repeatable.
Yeah.
I like to leave a little bit of a loop, a little bit of a slack loop right here, so I can grab it and strip it in without fumbling around too much.
So do you want to, when you set on these fish, you want to line set them?
It seems like the least effective is lifting the rod into the air. I would try to keep the rod down low.
Kind of like tarpon fishing.
I wouldn't know, but. So this early season, when there's not monster schools this far upriver, oh, there's one. Come on. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of times if you catch the female out of the school and spook her out of there, you might have a hard time finding fish after that. So it can help to move around a little bit if you catch one of those big ones and then you stop getting bit.
Have you ever fished these fish like we fished for the trout on a daisy chain with a indicator?
Yeah, a suspension rig can work really, really good when we're fishing deeper water, much deeper water.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah, we'll do that a little bit later here.
And you'll run the shad fly on the bottom.
We'll actually run it in the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I go my biggest fly. We're going to run a stone fly pattern at the top, the shad fly in the middle, and then a smaller, like a PMD or mayfly pattern, maybe a little caddis pattern.
Where a rainbow might eat that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right on.
I've caught a surprising number of rainbows and steelhead through here on these shad flies, doing exactly what we're doing right now, or on the suspension rig with an indicator.
Yeah, drifting. Yeah, right on.
Go ahead and bring it in, stow these rods. And we're gonna go throw the indicator rig for a little bit. Do that to protect these rods.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Otherwise, get broken sitting around and fishing.
Seriously. That's a fact.
Angler West is made possible with support from companies like TrollingFlies.com. The new Vampire Leech is irresistible to fish. Buy it now at TrollingFlies.com.
We're going back to the Lower Sacramento River, but first, here's your Fishfield Tackle Connection. Now, if you're just getting into fly fishing for shad or any other kind of fish, Fishfield's got a great selection of fly rods for you. At a reasonable price, the Lance and Guru series are really a great option. Low price and good quality. Go for the 9-foot to 10-foot and maybe a 6 weight for shad. Then that's going to give you a lot of options for other types of fish as well. And if you want to go a little higher end or a lot higher end, the G Loomis NRX series is a great rod, extremely high tech, and boy will you be happy with that. And Fishfield's got a big selection of them. So go to fishfield.com and check it out. Now let's go back to the Lower Sacramento River and see if we can't catch some more shad.
Welcome back to the Lower Sacramento River. I'm Justin Wolf. We're drifting between Red Bluff and Los Molinos, targeting American shad and striped bass on fly rods. But we're also in historically productive rainbow trout and steelhead water, so a multi-fly indicator rig can be effective.
All right, so we're gonna run an indicator rig through the next couple spots here and see if we can dig out a trout or a steelhead, maybe a shad. One of the unique things with this indicator, Roy, you probably used like one of those air-filled round indicators.
Yeah.
Those are great for holding a bunch of weight, but they don't really tell you if you're getting a good dead drift or not, right? So this indicator is set up to kind of coach you if you're getting a good drift, right? So if you're getting a poor drift, this thing's gonna lay over on its side. Once it pulls upright, you've got the flies, your split shot, whatever weight system you have on there, pulling the indicator tight, it's gonna ride straight up and down. So what you're looking for is that indicator riding as vertically as possible,
Right.
To show you that you're getting a good dead drift.
Okay.
So if you're over on your side, you're not getting that great of a drift. If you're riding straight up and
There's
down,
a little loop above
yeah,
it.
if you get that little stem,
Yeah.
that's even better.
Seen a fish raise right over there.
Of course.
Of course.
It was
Yep.
squawfish, don't worry about it. Oh, we can't say squawfish in California.
No, can't say that in California anymore.
I'm gonna row down to the next spot here where we've been encountering some trout and steelhead, kind of that traditional water we've been finding them in.
The top fly is a rubber legs. Usually if a rainbow hits that, it's a pretty big rainbow. One of my favorite flies on the river. This one would be the shad flies in the middle. You'll also get rainbows on that also, but mainly shad. And the bottom fly will be a rainbow fly also. A little midge, emulating midges coming off the bottom of the river. And they're emergers is what we call them. That's what you're emulating there. Actually, what he has on here is one of my favorite flies in the upper part of the sack. So, see what happens. There we go. There it is. Eat it. When you see this indicator suck down, that's a fish. That's when you let them be set. Just like that. Ah.
Yeah, a lot of times those strikes are a lot more subtle when you're in the deep water.
Good, right there. Come on. There he is. Oh, come on. Hands of stone.
Yeah, come on.
You see the loop between the indicator and then the line? You get that top loop, that's your perfect drift.
It's got that stem poking out.
Stem sticking right up. And what you do, if it starts laying down that way, you just give it a little mend, and you're back in the game.
The trick is to make it look like the line and the indicator are totally disconnected from one another. So you want to give that indicator freedom of movement. So the indicator should be following the flies. The flies should not be following the indicator, if that makes sense. Go ahead and cast again. That was 2 grabs real quick and in a hurry.
Slipping it in. Cool guy.
Take them however you can get them.
Little tiny fish. Little rainbow.
Nope. Another pike minnow.
Yeah, another pike minnow. Ah, dang.
Yeah, for this lower section river, the trout population is just not what it was a couple years ago. There's a number of theories as to what happened to reduce the numbers of fish in this lower river. You know, there's always predation. We've got more and more striped bass making their way upriver here. That's always a factor. Then we've had, like last year, periods of prolonged, terrible turbidity. The Cottonwood Creek drainage in particular has massive amounts of burn scar. And Cottonwood Creek last year was over 30,000 CFS during some periods. And the water had the consistency of peanut butter. It was just terrible, terrible turbidity. And we may have experienced fish loss, or they may have migrated to other areas, maybe in the tributaries, maybe further upriver. But the population through here is definitely thin.
Little guy. Darn it.
That was squawfish. That one's a self-serve.
Guide Jason Thatcher and Roy Clark are fishing the Lower Sacramento River between Red Bluff and Los Molinos. We're in prime trout water, but the trout numbers are down, and it's the pike minnow and suckers that want to play today. But there's plenty of shad and stripers on the way.
You see why they call it a sucker fish. All right, so go ahead and let's stow this one. Grab the full sink line and send that one out on the right side. Start off with about half your line out, and then just progressively work it back from there. Good night.
That was a smack.
Oh boy. I wish I'd been holding on to that one.
Yeah.
Big Fred, I almost lost one of your rods on that deal.
Yeah. Sorry, Freddie.
Yeah.
I need another one.
I set that rod down on the gunnel for a second with it hanging out the front, and it got absolutely ripped.
Not as big as the last one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That fish hit hard enough it set himself.
Oh yeah, probably a male.
We're going to do the water soluble Procure. The accent hasn't been red hot, so what the heck, let's give it a try. It's got shrimps. We're using a fish oil shrimp. I was going to spray it on there a little bit, like that, and give it a try. Woohoo! Make a little bit of a run. Yeah, these fish are pretty cool. Head shaker.
What do you think of that 9'6" 6 weight?
It's nice. It's perfect for these fish, if you ask me. Got them fighting like a tarpon. Tarpon, when they get next to the boat, that's when they fight the hardest.
What do you think of that 9'6" 6 weight?
It's nice. It's perfect for these fish, if you ask me. Got them fighting like a tarpon. Tarpon, when they get next to the boat, that's when they fight the hardest. See, you're trying to dig to the bottom. Try to turn his head here. All right, he's ready.
quite reach that far.
Yeah, I know. You got long arms, but not that long. I guess he wasn't quite ready yet.
A little bit harder when you're on the anchor and you're...
There you go. Right on. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's it.
Oh boy. At least I was holding on for that one.
Yeah, you're ready.
Yeah. That was a heck of a grab. It took me into my backing on that first run.
Bigger fish. Just fly them in the net.
Yep. I have honestly never tried eating them. I've heard of guys taking them and pressure cooking them, canning them, you know, getting really creative to deal with all the bones. I think that's the major deterrent of how there's full of bones. But personally, I've never tried them. I like catching them on a fly rod and letting them go.
Fish on. Hit it right at the end of the
Was that on the end
swing.
of the swing?
Yeah, right on the end.
All right. Isn't it great when they hit that thing on the swing?
Yeah.
You just get the full power of that strike. You feel it.
Oh, they're trying to make a little run on me. Might be a little bigger fish this time. Might be. They just turn their heads against that current like this and can't move. There you go. And another one.
We've got more fishing to do, but first, here's your Yakima Bait Minute.
Shad fishing's a lot of fun no matter how you fish for them. If you want to use conventional gear, that's great. Now here's an option that Jason Thatcher told me about while we were filming this episode and I want to share with you. He uses a mag lip. Now not for a lure, but for a diver. So all you do is take the hooks off, tie to the front with your main line like you normally would. Give yourself a nice little leader, not too long, with either a shad dart or fly or whatever you're using, and send it back. Now why not use a regular diver? Well, you can, but the mag lip has what's called a skip bead action. It's moving back and forth, and that's going to entice a lot of strikes. Now, when we come back, we're going striper fishing.
Welcome back to the Lower Sacramento River. I'm Justin Wolf. Jason Thatcher and Roy Clark have caught plenty of shad, and now we're moving into an area with warmer backwaters, making it time to take a shot at stripers on the fly.
Yeah, we're switching gears here for a little bit. We're going to work over some of these slower, warmer backwaters, some of these big transition areas and riffle drops, and see if there's any stripers looking to ambush poor suspecting clouser minnows. Yeah, one of the reasons that these drift boats are such an effective tool is they're low impact. I mean, we just we're able to sneak around, you know, without a motor, make these fine adjustments and tighter maneuvers. And you know, like this side channel we just went down, you'd never ever get a sled or a power drifter, anything down that. It's the only way we could approach this spot efficiently, effectively, would be from a drift boat.
There
There he is.
Got him that time. I thought it was the same fish. You are, man. So you get him in front of this, fly in front of these fish. Hey. Striper on the fly, baby. We had one come in earlier. The second cast before that, Jason said it was bigger, but he short hit the fly. This is this next cast, we got this smaller one. There's gonna be a bigger one in here somewhere, but these fish are awesome on a fly. They're so aggressive and they hit so hard. This is just a start.
That one that swirled on it on your previous cast was 10 times bigger than this one.
Well, we said we caught one anyways. That's the start.
Little diaper striper.
Yeah, he is aggressive.
So we pulled over here on a gravel bar. We're gonna try to do a sneak attack. Oh boy. We might need to jump in the boat for this one. Can you row us across there? You might get him back around.
You coming back?
Yeah, he went way into the backing. Coming back now. Yep. We might be okay right here.
All right. It's on the surface right there. We get the net.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you got him. Don't come in. That's what I'm talking about. Got him? Yeah, good job.
Probably a good 10-pound fish or so, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Kind of hard to gauge sometimes. That was a heck of a fight on an 8-weight fly rod.
Hey, I hope you found today's episode valuable and it helps you catch more fish. And be sure to watch this episode again and hundreds of other episodes and helpful videos on the Angler West TV YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, without our sponsors, there is no show, so please thank them when you can. Now, get out there and do some great fishing.